So this is an example of the kind of question you could be asked to use stratified samples. So Claire uses a stratified sample to survey 15% of the junior students from her school. The number of students in each year is shown in the table below. So this just shows us there are 140 students in year 7, 120 in year 8, 100 in year 9, and 80 in year 10. How many students are there in the entire population? So we're just adding up all of the students across the whole junior school, which gets us to 440 students. So just remembering that population just means the entire group that we're interested in. So we can't ask all of the kids in 7, 8, 9, and 10 their opinion on something, but we can get a sample that represents that population, that entire group that we're interested in. So how many students should be surveyed? So we're only surveying 15% of this whole population. So we just have to go 15% of 440, and to find 15% of something, you could just multiply it by 0.15, which gets us, we want 66 students to be surveyed. So if we were just going to do a random sample with no system, we could just pull out 66 kids from that entire group, and that would be 15%. But we do want people to be represented appropriately because there are far more year 7s than year 10s, so they should be represented in an appropriate proportion. So how many students should Claire choose in each year? So basically we just want to survey 15% of each group. So we just have to find 15% of the year 7s and the year 8s and 9s and the 10s. So we find 15% of year 7 is just 0.15 times 140. So 21 students would be surveyed in year 7. And we're just doing the same thing for 8, 9, and 10, just multiplying by the number of those whole groups to find the sample. So you can see the most students are asked from year 7, the least from year 10. That does correspond to our original group sizes. Find the total number of students surveyed by Claire in part C. Does this match your answer for part B? So she's surveyed 15% of each group. We just need to add all those groups up, which gets us to 66. So it does match. So that's really important, is that if you find 15% of the whole group, that is the same as finding 15% of all the separate subgroups and adding them together. So it really just depends on what type of sample you're doing.